Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, April 23rd, about 10:51 New York time. We're uh, demoing the daily champion method from forexsavior.com. It uses hawkeyeforex.com software. You can see my screen. I've got two pairs up. Each pair has a grouping of 4 charts. I'll explain those a little bit as we go through the demo. I wanted to get started because it looks like we might have a short signal that becomes valid any minute now on the dollar CAD pair. We don't yet have one. We're not yet in, but I wanted to be ready and turn the recording on because it looks like potentially we're going to get an entry. And if we do get an entry, that's great. If we don't, that's fine too. But again, we're at forexsavior.com. We teach the daily champion method along with another method that's a longer term swing trading method. But daily champion is our day trading method for Forex. Again, we use hawkeyeforex.com software, and we use tick charts, not time-based charts. They're tick charts. There's some very unique components to this software. You can see in the bottom left corner here, this is on the far left corner, something called the gearbox, and then to the right of that is a gear changer. What the gearbox does, it tells us the appropriate tick speeds, tick chart sizes, depending on the speed of the market, and the algorithm calculates these every day and for that pair and comes up with appropriate tick chart sizes. And then over here what we have also is a gear changer, and during the day, during the trading day, this will change colors to tell you what the appropriate fastest speed tick chart to use to trade. It's ingenious and it works incredibly well. So here we are, we're looking at the active chart right now for the dollar CAD. It's telling us, the gear changer is telling us that we're in the blue speed, or should be in the blue speed, and the market responds best and trades best on this speed for this pair right now. And that is 128 ticks. So our active chart is a 128 tick chart. Our higher time frame chart below here is at 256 tick, and we have most of our indicators lined up to tell us to go short. What we don't have, and what we're waiting to see, is if we get some short volume right down here, and that's the final thing we would need to go ahead and go short. We don't have that, and therefore we are going to wait and see what happens. We don't jump in and place blind or random entries. We wait to see what happens, and we wait until we get safe and confirmed entries, and that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording. I will come back and update as soon as something happens. Nothing may happen on the dollar CAD. We still are over here looking at the euro yen, and I have other pairs that are possibly candidates for a trade. So we're just keeping our eyes open. I will come back and update. We try to keep these videos concise and under 10 minutes total time. We try to keep them condensed. So I will come back and update when there's something to update on. Quick update. We have just run into some real congestion here on the dollar CAD. It's really just consolidating, going sideways for right now. We did not get a valid signal to go short, which is what we were looking to see that we might get. In fact, in the higher time frames, it's really gone neutralish. So we're just going to keep watching. I will put up another candidate if another candidate, according to our daily champion trading method, tells me to put up another candidate, or says there's another candidate to home in on. We did put up the EURCAD and are looking for a potential short entry here on the EURCAD. We do on the higher time frames have a lot of short and a lot of selling activity. We very possibly will get a short entry sometime soon, so we're going to watch for that. Of course, if we don't get a confirmed entry, we don't take it. But we're going to be watching both of these. Just wanted to give a quick update. I don't see any other opportunities to focus in on at the moment, but I will, of course, update as something happens this morning. Hi, everybody. We're back with a quick update. I did just change the candidates because one was US dollar, Canadian dollar, and one was euro, Canadian dollar. The euro seemed to me to have more potential. I didn't want to two candidates that had the same base pair, that being the Canadian dollar. So we kept the EURCAD in our pair groupings here of candidates to be focusing on, and I wanted to check out the pound sterling versus the Aussie dollar. That has had a lot of selling interest this morning and a lot of movement already, but we might set up for another entry. We'll see if there's a confirmation on that pair. If there are any entries, looks like a signal could happen any moment, but if there aren't any entries, I will come back, unpause the recording, and then place my entry and see what happens. Hi everybody, here we go. It looks like the EURCAD is about to trigger an entry. We'll hang around and see if it does. It is about 11:20 New York time. There goes the entry. So I'm going to go ahead and take the entry. You'll notice that we do not actually have sell volume here on the higher time frame. I'm going to go ahead and take the entry anyway as an aggressive entry. We are, again, running into about almost lunchtime in New York. Of course, when that happens, we're going to have a lot of choppiness and non-directional things happen. As we get closer to 11:30 in the morning, we try to avoid entries at all, but this EURCAD short, we did take the signal. I'll go ahead and set up the ATR levels on the screen so that we can see where to place our stops. So we have our stop set, we have our target set. We are using the daily champion method from forexsavior.com. We're running it on the NinjaTrader 7 platform, and we are using HawkeyeForex.com software to analyze the markets. So we're watching as this EURCAD entry works its way. I don't anticipate, as we get closer here to lunchtime, I don't anticipate that we'll even take this pound Aussie, even if it does trigger. We're just getting too close to lunchtime, and you know, anything close to lunch is taking on extra risk. And in day trading, one thing we don't need to do is take on extra risk. Part of the reason we use ATR stops and ATR targets is to limit our risk, because we know that our targets are much larger than our risk of stop out, and therefore we have a favorable risk versus reward. The reward being higher than the risk on any given trade, which is important in trading, but especially in day trading. One of the big mistakes that day traders make is that for a relatively small amount of pips of gain, they risk way too much to make those pips. That's an unfavorable risk reward. Well, then you need a much higher win percentage to be overall profitable, and that's where things go wrong for many traders. It just isn't possible. So we always have a reward much higher than our risk. That way, if we go 50% on our win ratios, we're still going to be profitable. And you never know in trading which way a trade is going to go. Some people would say you never know more than 50% with more than 50% certainty. Anyway, we're watching this trade. The stops and targets are set. We are up a couple of pips right now. We'll see how this plays out. It looks like it is moving in our direction. We are past the 2 ATR point. And again, when we are using the blue gear changer speed, which is the fastest speed we use, when we're using 2, our targets are 4 ATRs as a target, and we just take the entire position out at a single take profit point. When we have slower speeds, if the gear changer is telling us to use yellow or red, if we take a trade, then we will take partial position profits at a TP1 and a TP2. We don't do that when we're using the fastest speed we use, the blue speed. So we have here a TP, a full take profit of our entire position at 4 ATRs. We have a stop loss up at 2.5 ATRs. I'm going to pause the recording, let this trade move as it will. Our average time in a trade is a couple of hours, but who knows how long this will meander around. We'll go ahead and pause the recording, and I'll come back with some results. Hi everybody. So as I mentioned, our average time in trades is a couple of hours. For some reason this morning the market is moving pretty quickly, and it looks like we're about to hit our 4 ATR take profit any minute. We've only been in the trade about 5 minutes, so it's pretty unusual, uncommon. This isn't the normal length of time in trades. But you never know what the market's going to throw at you. And so this morning it looks like this one is we'll watch it for a minute. We like to keep these recordings condensed so people aren't sitting through hours of watching trades, like watching paint dry. It has just bounced just shy of our 4 ATR. But again, this is only 17, 18 pips of a take profit target, which is pretty common with when we're using our fastest gearbox speed. The target profits and the pips to stop are of course larger when we're using slower speeds. But one of the great things about the gear changer is it tells us what speed we're supposed to be on. So we're using the right speeds for the market all the time, and that's what you need to be doing. If you're not making money trading, you need to be using the daily champion method from forexsavior.com. Just come onto the site and you can register for invites to our trade room where you can watch us and trade along with us, or we can just get education and software and do it on your own. Either way, it's time to make profits from day trading Forex, and we're here to help. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now because we have hit our 4 ATR take profit. That was unusually quick, took like 5 minutes. And that will wrap up this recording. Since we are close to lunchtime, it's about 11:29, I'm not going to be taking any other entries during this session. This is the New York session of Wednesday, April 23rd. So we're not going to be taking any more entries today. That's going to be a wrap for this session. And we'll just go ahead and annotate the video with the links and watermarks and upload for review at a later time. Thanks for watching, everybody.